1972, television viewers pulled up a chair at the crowded Waltons dinner table and became part of the family. The Walton family has returned to their mountain in Virginia for a family reunion, and guest host Walton kid Mary McDonough takes us along on tonight's Inside Story.
It was 20 years ago the Waltons first came to television, and Walton's Mountain set here in Virginia became famous. Well, through the magic of television, my TV family never actually came here. But this weekend, the Waltons finally came home. My brother John! What would it like to really be related to me? You were mean.
It was hell.
What was hell? What was hell?
What was it like to be my older sister? Did you boss me around? It was an emotional reunion right from the start, especially when I showed off my daughter Sydney to my Walton mom.
Mary called me up and said, you're going to be a grandma. So there you are, life and art mixing.
And it was great fun reminiscing with Pa Walton, Ralph Waite.
And the worst times of all were the dining room, those famous meals. Because you have to shoot these, remember, several hours sometimes to shoot one meal.
Cold food.
Cold food.
I always remember cold
and by the end of it, you usually start, or Eric would usually start, throwing the mashed potatoes at each other.
Almost all of the family made the trip. Elizabeth, Cammie Kotler, Eric Scott, who played Ben, David Harper, Jim Bob, Judy Norton, also known as Mary Ellen, and Jason, John Walmsley, brought his wife Lisa, who played his fiancée on the show. Unfortunately, Grandma Ellen Corby and John Boy Richard Thomas were unable to make it. But the real John Boy and Walton's creator, Earl Hamner, is the man who brought us all together this weekend. He showed me the home he grew up in Schuyler, Virginia, the model for the Walton home.
Does it look different to you?
No, it looks very much the same, the way it did in the Depression. This is where my mother and father raised 8 children. The house is considerably smaller than the one that you see on the television show. You could put our whole house in that kitchen we saw at Warner Brothers.
Funny how opening up something like this brings back a whole flood of memories.
Earl based all of the Walton characters on members of his own family, and until this weekend, I had never met the inspiration for my character, Aaron.
Audrey! Well, I know, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you. What do you think of the game?
I love it. But wait a minute, a better question. What did you think of Aaron?
Oh, I love it.
We all came to Schuyler for the opening of the Walton Museum. It's located in Earl Hamner's elementary school right across the street from his house. There, they've recreated some of the sets from the show. This is John Boy's room, and we all used to come in here and jump on his bed and bother him while he was writing.
What is this, a family reunion?
Go on writing, John Boy. You're not bothering us.
We weren't prepared for the reception we got in Schuyler. Normally, the town has a population of 400, but more than 5,000 people showed up for the opening. It was an amazing feeling to see all of those people. It was overwhelming for me and for all of us to feel the love and affection people still hold for the Waltons after all these years.
I love you.
Oh, thank you. You love me or Aaron?
I love you and Aaron. It's like coming home every day when I watch the Waltons.
Oh, thanks.
But I grew up, and you were always my favorite.
I was your favorite. Oh, she's just saying that. Schuyler, Virginia will never be the same, and neither will any of us. I'm Mary McDonough for Entertainment Tonight. Good night. Good night. Good night, Eric. Good night, David. Good night, Judy.
Good night, John Boy, wherever you are.
Night, everybody.
Night, Dad.
Night.
Oh, thank you, Mary McDonough. The last telecast of the Waltons, by the way, was in August of 1981, but you can still see the show in reruns on the Family Channel.